So our e-commerce journey continues. Some positives, lots of positives actually. So our revenue is becoming more consistent now. So every day we are running £250 to £300 of the sales at least. We're still nearly sometimes hitting the £500 target that we've set as our first little major milestone. But we're getting there. So the kind of typical weekly sales, and looking at last 7 days, last 14 days, significantly up. And looking at where we were 10 weeks ago versus last week, revenue is up a massive 60%, that's incredible in 10 weeks to turn it around that way. So a lot of hard work's gone into that. The annoying thing that's happened this week, yesterday actually, is as we've kind of pushed harder, one of the things that we've been testing is opening up a search campaign. So most of our revenue is coming through Google Shopping ads right now, and that's working incredibly well. I've got a huge diverse structure. That's working fantastically well. Some segments working better than others, as you would expect, and we're working on the ones that are not. However, the search campaign, and just take this as a warning if you are doing search, we're running an automated bid strategy based on target return on ad spend, which is the right thing to be doing. And search was kind of doing a little bit here and a little bit there. Some days it was getting the revenue and spending. We only have a £20 a day budget, but not spending a huge amount. I'm not doing an awful lot. So one day to the next, it'd have no sales, and out of nowhere, it'd get a nice big juicy sale and not spend very much. So over the course of the week, return on ad spend was kind of okay. It was good, and we're only bidding on keywords in there where we've got evidence from Google Shopping that those products convert well. So it's just a small test. Anyway, so that's the backstory. And what actually happened was that there's clearly some value in here. We're not showing up kind of a lot of the time. Not getting a lot of impression share, not getting a lot of clicks. So let's just open this up. So as a test, we changed the bid strategy to maximize conversion value without the target return on ad spend. And Google went crazy. It spent, of our £20 a day budget, it spent £39.98p and produced one sale of like £17. So it just went mad, and that's what the machine learning is, right? So even though it knows the words that you're bidding on, even though it knows the pages you are sending people to, even though Google claims its system is so amazing, when we analysed, what we found was probably 60% of, in fact more than 60%, probably 60 to 70% of search terms, which we are paying 60% more per click than we are in Google Shopping. So we're paying for this privilege. But 60 to 70% of the search terms that we're matching were not relevant to the things that we are bidding on. So it's showing an ad that isn't relevant for a search term that the user is searching for a product that isn't in the ad and isn't on the product page. So basically, we've added a massive heap of negative keywords to stop that happening, and we'll have to keep monitoring that and adding more. So effectively, instead of the old-fashioned way of saying, here's a phrase and the exact match of a search term, match that and only that, what we're having to do is say, here's a broad match keyword which would match a ton of stuff, and then add hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of negative keywords to stop Google's system matching junk that isn't going to convert. So that happened yesterday. Kind of not a huge amount of budget, but a small price to pay for a lesson learned. I mean, I've kind of expected it, but not to the extent that it actually did, on the scale. So yeah, that was pretty annoying. And we also have a second campaign for another separate brand of products, which is the same. and it looks like that starts to do that yesterday. So the job for today is to apply that negative keyword strategy to Suite to stop people wasting their budgets. However, having said that, the revenue yesterday was a pretty good day, so nothing to grumble about too much. But the real news is, man, 60% growth in revenue in 10 weeks. So what that means for us is, if we can continue that kind of model, 50% growth, let's say, every 10 weeks, then we'll be hitting our real target of £1 million revenue over a year, the equivalent of that, in about 60 weeks from now. So just over a year, we'll have built a £1 million, which is super exciting.